So, this will be a test pilot for a possible series I'm considering doing for my channel. And as you can tell, I'm black. Shocking, I know. Well, BuzzFeed compiled a list of 51 modern black films everyone should watch at least once. This may shock you, but I haven't seen every black film ever made, so I figured, why not? I like films, I love my blackness. Why not I go through the list and give my thoughts? So here's my attempt to tackle the modern Black 51, I guess is what I'll be calling them. So, number one, we start with The Brothers.
Jackson.
Would you like to meet my sister?
I'm kind of off the market right now.
Derek.
I don't want to brag, but let's just say a young brother's getting all he can stand these days.
Terry.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Hey, girl, you got nothing to worry about. Oh, okay. Baby, I gotta go. Sit.
Brian.
I'm La Muzinda.
Lamu, what?
La Muzinda. Means goddess of light.
Cool, do your thing.
After a lifetime of playing the field,
This is about sex. See, that's all you men care about.
four friends have to do something they never thought possible.
From this moment forward, I'm a one-woman man.
You shouldn't talk like that. You need
This is a rom-com that takes a look at the relationships of men and how we interact with each other with special attention to sex, friendship, love, honesty, and commitment. Our leading men are made up of Morris Chestnut as Jackson, Dio Hughley as Derek, Bill Bellamy as Brian, and Shamar Moore as Terry. The rest include a really fucking star-studded cast made up of Tatiana Ali, everyone's auntie Jennifer Lewis, Clifton Powell, Julie Benz, and some actress named Gabrielle Union. Wonder if she went anywhere. Anyway, the story follows these four successful, well-living black men who are really in that median age of wanting to be bachelors and also wanting to settle down. Jackson has been having nightmares stemming from his fear of love due to the lack of success in past relationships. Through the movie, he works through this until he hits an obstacle as it's revealed that his father at one point briefly dated his girlfriend Denise, played by Gabrielle Union. Derek is the married friend of the group, pretty happy with his wife and daughter, except for one thing. She doesn't suck dick. Blasphemous. So his relationship with his wife comes to a head as they realize maybe they did marry out of love for each other, but rather a love for their daughter, and they wind up separating. Brian is the black man who has given up on black women. He thinks they're dramatic, fake, and really aren't nothing but trouble. He dates white women and has trouble at home with a strained relationship with his mother and kind of his brother trying to get him to move in with him. And finally, Terry, the hopeful one. He's engaged and on his way to being a married man. He preaches the power of love to his friends and how important it is for them as men to find a point to settle down with someone. The problem is he has a history of short relationships and near the end winds up with some cold feet right before his wedding. What I love is the dialogue here feels so organic, even for a 90s film. Well, 2001. This is honestly how a lot of men and couples, at least from my own experience, talk to each other. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's honest, sometimes it's shitty, but they're human. Another thing I love is the self-analysis that a lot of the characters have. These are all characters that can realize they may be acting or have acted irrationally in a situation and actually try to become better people. In 99 minutes, all the leads go through an arc. There's a really good conversation between the women about when a man shows his love for a woman, and they go into a man realizing if and when he's ready to love, all that can stem from a woman. It may not be romantic, it can be learned from a mother, but for many people, women are the first sources for that love. And by the end of the movie, everything is wrapped up for our characters and actually works out pretty happily. Though it isn't really realistic, you root for these interesting characters to become better people and end up happy. Even Brian's kind of self-hating ass. He, at the end, learns to let his prejudice go. And there's a scene in the movie that proves that Gabrielle Union, at least in my eyes, the female Will Smith, when she flat out says, "I'm going to make you do what's really in your heart. I'm going to make you love me." Which in the real world probably would not work at all, but for her, she sells that shit because she sounds so earnest and concerned. What may not have worked, or in some cases held up, are some of the transitions. They remind me a lot of the Windows Movie Maker kind of swipe transitions, and the music is definitely a product of its time with all these throwback sounding jams. Otherwise, the film holds up pretty well to me with all the chemistry, the actors on screen, cinematography, considering there's only like 6 locations. I honestly really like this film. Hell, I'll say I loved it. It's kind of like a proto Think Like a Man, which I'm sure we'll get to on this list at some point. But it shows the complexities of relationships from black men's perspective, and as a black man, shit's dope. So that's all I have to say. So episode number 2, we'll be tackling Baby Boy. I'm going to make you do what's really in your heart. I'm going to make you lovely. Fuck!